92.7 WOBM, Shawn Michaels with you, another episode of Studio Sessions. And today we are bringing local talent to you. From Jackson, joining us from the Performing Arts Academy, Madhavi joins us today to talk about music and how she got into it. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, let's start from the beginning. How did you get into music?
I've been playing for pretty much as long as I can remember. What really got me into it was watching this almost like documentary about Taylor Swift's Fearless tour. And I was like, hey, I want to do that. And I was probably like 7 years old and I haven't stopped since.
Okay, so you started around like 7. I was going to ask you, what are some of the influences? I guess Taylor Swift was an influence, but if you had to talk about some of the other music that's an influence for you when you're playing or writing, who would be the people that you would think of?
Dodie Clark. Dodie is a big inspiration. Her lyrics are super poetic, and she inspired me to learn the ukulele. And Taylor Swift, of course, she inspired me to play the guitar and even get into songwriting to begin with. Yeah, those are two big influences.
Okay, and you keep leading me here because you know what I'm going to ask next. I was going to ask, is guitar the only musical instrument you play, but you just mentioned ukulele as well, huh?
Yes, I play the guitar, ukulele, and the piano, and I'm completely self-taught.
Now, which do you think is the most difficult of those three?
For me, guitar is probably the most difficult because I have pretty small hands. So doing bar chords is near impossible. Yeah. But it's okay. I'm learning still.
I'm trying to learn myself, and I know what you're saying. It's well, not that I have small hands, but just I have hands that are not coordinated, and not saying that yours aren't, but it's a difficult instrument to play.
Yeah, especially with the calluses and stuff.
Yeah. I haven't gotten to that point because I don't think I'm practicing enough yet, but we'll see. We'll see. When you think back at when you first started doing music, did you know that you wanted to get into the Performing Arts Academy from a young age?
No, I actually didn't want to go for the longest time. And my mom was like, you should go. And I was like, I don't know. But what ended up happening is I ended up going as a vocal major. Yeah. And it's really helped improve my vocal technique and help me become a well-rounded artist.
Now, as far as getting a hold of you, as far as folks finding out more about your music or listening, are we going to social media? What's the best way to get a hold of Madhavi?
So I'm on Spotify and Apple Music with my first album that came out in December of 2017. Okay. And then I'm also on Instagram and Twitter. So, yeah.
Now, spell that out for our listeners because that, Madhavi is not an easy one. So spell it out for us.
So on Instagram, my name is Madhavi.Davy, Madhavi, and then a dot, and Devi. And I go by that name on Spotify and Apple Music. And on Twitter, I'm Madhavids.
There you go.
Yes.
Madhavi. I've been, rehearsing getting the name right. All right. But we want to get the spelling out there. This way people can look you up and listen to your music because that's what it's all about. We want to expose everybody to Madhavi. When people hear you, do they ever say, oh, you sound like a certain person? I know you'd love them to say Taylor Swift and Dodie and so forth. But is there anybody that you hear on a frequency that that you sound like, that people have said more than once?
It's actually funny that you say that because anytime anyone listens to my stuff, they're just like, oh, that's such a unique sound. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah.
Okay, so they don't give you any names. They just say unique.
Although sometimes I do get sometimes that my writing style is like Taylor Swift.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Hey, unique and being compared writing-wise to Taylor, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to be performing? You're going to do 2 songs for us, selections for us. What are you going to be doing for us?
Yes. So my first song that I'm going to be playing is called Somebody Else, which is a song that I wrote. It's actually not out anywhere yet, but hopefully...
Oh, we're getting to hear it first here.
Yes.
Very nice.
And I'll be recording it live at Sage in Jackson for a live album on June 15th.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Very nice. And your second song you're going to do?
Also a new one. It's called Keep Going, which will also be recorded on June 15th.
All right, and that's going to be at Sage in Jackson.
Yes.
Very good. Madhavi, See, I finally got it right. Madhavi. And you could spell that Madhavi for those of you Googling and looking up Madhavi right now. We'll be back, and she's going to perform for us next here on Studio Sessions with WOBM.